distinct is a keyword that returns only unique values, so distinct values from a column. It can also be a combination of different columns. So if we run distinct on a specific column, then it's going to only return unique values in that column. It's fairly common to be using distinct within an aggregate function, and especially within the count aggregate function. But let's take a look at distinct in an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new table with a subset of the data from the location table. So let's go ahead and run that. And then let's go ahead and take a look at that data, and I'm going to order it by state and city. So we now have a new little smaller table with only 50 rows in it, because it's set limit to 50. And we have a column called location ID, street address 1, 2, city, state, zip, and then a customer ID. So if I run here, select distinct state from this, what it's going to do is going to look in the state column and only return one row per state. So as you can see now, I'm only getting one row here for each state that was in that subset of the locations data. Also use two columns or more columns, and then it's going to be a combination of these. So now I'm going to get unique values, so unique cities in different states, meaning I'm going to get all unique cities. But say that, for example, I have two cities, like say San Diego, for example. Say there's a San Diego both here in California and then one in Colorado. Well, I'm now going to get two San Diegos. One is San Diego, California, one is San Diego, Colorado. Let's go ahead and order this by city, state. Let's run it. And here you can now see that I have a bunch of cities and states, and there's no repeated cities in here. Let's see if we can find anywhere where we have a repeated city. Also, we have 24 rows returned. So if I get rid of select distinct state, then we would know if we have any duplicates. No, there's 24 in here too. Alright, so instead of running and getting all these values, see if we can get a count of how many distinct cities we have and how many distinct states we have. So if I run this now, I'm seeing that I have 24 distinct cities and 18 distinct states in my data. And if I go back to here and look, the row count for this was 18. The row count for this was 24. And that's why we also have the count of this is 24 and this is 18. I can of course use count distinct and distinct within subqueries. I can do it within joins. I can do all sorts of stuff with this. For example, I could say, okay, within each state, how many unique cities do we have? So here I'm getting a count of distinct cities. In Alaska, I have one unique city, and in that city exists 4 times in my data set, my locations. So when I'm counting here, I'm just counting how many rows there are with non-null values in the city column when I'm grouping by state. So within each state, how many rows are there that have some sort of value for city? When I do count distinct, I'm only counting unique values here. So evidently I have 4, the locations table contains customer locations. So this must mean I have 4 customers within one city in Alaska. For Arizona, I have 4 customers, or 4 rows, 4 locations within 2 cities in Arizona. And it actually turns out that this is not quite accurate, because in the locations table, each customer have 2 addresses. They have one for shipping and one for billing purposes. So each customer, if they have 2 addresses, that means that this 4 is really 2 customers in one city. And this is 2 customers in 2 cities.